Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page. We're here with our daily NBA recap, recapping the action from Sunday, November 25th in the NBA. We'll also be looking forward to the action coming up tonight as well. Running down the scores from Sunday, it was the Knicks over the Pistons, 121-100. The Spurs outlasting the Raptors, 111-106 in two overtimes. It was the Nets with an impressive win at home versus the Trailblazers, 98-85. The Celtics, also in overtime, defeated the Magic on the road, 116-110. The 76ers hold home court with a 104-101 victory over the Suns. And the Nuggets, in blowout fashion, blow out the Hornets 102-84. First, before we get into the notable performances from yesterday, some news out of New Orleans, and it's not good news for Hornets fans. Anthony Davis, there was some news on his ailing ankle, and Davis will probably be out a couple more weeks here. They have set no timetable yet for his return. Being that he is the number one pick, they have a lot invested in him. We know they're not going to take any chances in rushing him back, but just an update. Anthony Davis out indefinitely with that problem with his ankle. Some notable performances from yesterday. First, we'll start with what was probably the best game of yesterday, the Spurs double overtime win over the Raptors. The Spurs in that game were led by who else but Tony Parker, who scored 32 points and added 6 rebounds and 5 assists as well. The Spurs continue their 6-game road trip tonight versus the Wizards. But Parker with a great performance yesterday in a 111-106 double overtime win versus the Raptors. The next guy that we wanted to highlight today was Jrue Holiday. He had a tough game versus Oklahoma City on Saturday, but came back in a big way at home against Phoenix. He had a double-double, 33 points, 13 assists in the 104-101 76ers win. And we'll see now if Holiday can do this on a consistent basis as the Sixers face the Mavericks in their next contest. The Knicks came home to a friendly home court advantage at Madison Square Garden, got back to their winning ways, 121-100 over the Pistons. Carmelo Anthony put up his usual good scoring numbers, and they got key contributions from their bench, including from J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith actually played 31 minutes yesterday, which is definitely on the higher end for him, and had a very good all-around game, 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tonight, of course, as we'll get to in a second, the Knicks and Nets will play their first game in the battle for New York, if you will, tonight from Brooklyn. Lastly, Rajon Rondo, if he should be and probably will be a serious candidate for MVP once the season is done. He tied John Stockton for the longest streak of 10-plus assist games yesterday. That's 37 now for Rondo. He had 15 points, 16 assists, and 9 rebounds, so he narrowly missed a triple-double. The Celtics have a couple days off. Their next game will be against the Nets on Wednesday, which, the Celtics may need a little bit of rest coming off the 116-110 overtime win against the Magic yesterday. Looking forward to the games for today on Monday, November 26th in the NBA. Most notably, to highlighting the ticket tonight will be the Knicks and the Nets. The battle for New York, if you will, whatever you want to call it. This game has been delayed. This is the game that was delayed because of Hurricane Sandy. And the Nets will welcome the Knicks tonight. Some other notable games. The Spurs, again, as we mentioned before, will be traveling to D.C. to play the Wizards. 7 o'clock start. 7:30 tip in Detroit, where the Pistons will host the Trailblazers. The Bulls and the Bucks will lock horns, no pun intended, from the United Center at 8 p.m. And then some other games. Bobcats travel to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. The Grizzlies host the Cavaliers. The Nuggets play a division game tonight versus the Jazz. and the Clippers will host the Anthony Davis-less New Orleans Hornets. And that's your NBA recap for Monday, November 26th, 2012. And we'll get back with you tomorrow with a recap of the action from tonight's games. Thanks.